Welcome to Hear the Word. I'm Brother Tom. Worse than widowerhood. A cruel fact of life is the death of a spouse. I have not experienced that cruelty. I heard for those who have. Most of us in the American dream meet, date, fall in love, get married, and live happily ever after. Well, not quite. About 50% divorce. Cultures where marriages are arranged by parents or professional matchmakers, over 50% of the marriages in the world today, the marriage is more likely to last because their culture has conditioned them. 90% of new marriages in India are arranged. Only 4% of arranged marriages divorce. Now back to the cruelty of the death of a spouse. It is so cruel that after years of a happy marriage, one of the partners is taken in death. Some facts of life have to be accepted, even though they make us so miserable. Can God prevent the death of a spouse? Well, of course, God can do anything. So why doesn't He? Sometimes He does. He allows a person to live longer, but eventually death comes our way. Hebrews 9:27, and as it is appointed unto men once to die. We have an appointment with death because we have all sinned. Romans 5:12 says, whereby as one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. If the deceased had trusted Christ as their personal Savior, we have the promise that they're with Jesus. 2 Corinthians 5:8, we are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. The Christian receives comfort that we never say goodbye. We say, I'll see you later. So there is hope in our heart. In the Bible, a man experienced a fate worse than widowerhood. His wife was forcibly taken from him and returned to her first husband. King Saul sold David, his daughter Michal, as a reward for killing Goliath. Later, they separated. Years later, David wanted her back, even though he had many wives. David demanded the king of the north to return her. 2 Samuel 3:15. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from Paltiel, the son of Laish. And her husband went with her along, weeping behind her to Bahurim. Then said Abner unto him, Go, return. And he returned. Imagine your wife kidnapped and you chasing after her only to be told by the commander of the army to go home. Worse than widowhood. Knowing your wife was one of many lovers to King David. Life is not always fair. We must cast our hurts on Jesus if we want to survive. 1 Peter 5:7, casting all your care upon Him, for He careth for you. Jesus knows you are hurting. Ask Him to comfort you, and He will. Matthew 11:28, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Will you put your trust and your faith in Him? Well, blessings to you till next time. Bye for now.